The last video introduced 6Q governance, and I realize it's a lot of information to absorb in a short amount of time. So what I'm going to do in this video is to present the same 6 questions in a slightly more humorous way. And maybe you will grasp intuitively, how do you apply these questions in any project? So let's get started. So the first question, as soon as a project gets initiated, is what are the expected business benefits? Why are we doing this? What strategy is being implemented? And I get from Dilbert's perspective, the question gets asked, how does my project fit into our company's overall strategy? The boss says, beats me. I didn't even know we had a strategy. Dilbert turns around and goes, never ask a question if you don't want to hear the answer. And Dilbert says, that's why I never say, how are you? Here's another question 1. The only way to meet our sales target is by selling to customers who have bad credits. Boss says, that's okay. We'll get our bonuses before anyone realizes that the accounts receivable are worthless. The key to getting bonuses is acting surprised later. Dilbert says, I feel unclean. The question is answered inappropriately in this case. So the first question is to find out, how does this project relate to our strategy? How does it relate to what we are trying to achieve? The second question, how much change is required to realize the benefits? So in this case, Dilbert says the project has a 70% chance of a minor success and a 30% chance of corporate ruination. Boss says, I like those odds. When can we start? Start? I wish we had 10 more projects like this one. So crazy. As soon as we have a project, we need to assess, are we going to realize the benefits or not? Here's another example, asking questions. Flashy, do you mind if I turn up the thermostat a few degrees? Flashy says, yes, it's boiling in here. Would you mind if we built a device that would redirect the radiant heat from your body? Okay, fine. So they build a big tube around her and she says, I should have asked more questions. And that's the key to question 2. I should have asked more questions. How much change? Are we going to realize these benefits or not? It's not that easy to get people to change. Third question, if the change is big, who should sponsor the project? So here is Ratbert. Ratbert, would you like to be the CEO of a major corporation? Ratbert says, that had always been my dream until I found this extension cord to gnaw on. Now I'm committed to seeing it through. And Dilbert then introduces him as the sponsor. He's a risk taker who won't stop until he achieves his goal. You actually want a Ratbert to be the project sponsor. You don't want the project to be delegated to somebody who doesn't care about the project, somebody who really thinks it's important. So the example is crazy, somebody who's determined to chew through the cord, but the example is still not wrong. You want somebody with passion to drive through the project. Finally, who's going to be accountable for the benefits? How are they going to be rewarded? How's realization of benefits going to be measured? Because you know it's always going to be on time, on budget. What about some measure of strategic success, some measure of realizing the benefits? So in this case, Wally says, research has shown that happiness is not related to one's absolute level of wealth. What matters is one's relative wealth compared to other people. So if I do a good job, could you cut this guy's pay? This is a way of measuring success. a joke, but you know, it might work. Is the culture right for unexpected issues to be raised? This is the question that never gets examined. Boss goes, tell me again what the issue is. Dilbert says, do you want the simple but misleading explanation or the one you won't understand? Boss says, either one's good. I wasn't planning on listening. Culture is completely wrong. Completely wrong. Try again. But Dilbert says to the boss, I don't have enough resources to do my job. So it's a new issue. Boss says something stupid. Isn't that like saying, hell now, brown cow? Dilbert walks out. You think things can't get worse, but they can. Again, an example of culture being absolutely inappropriate. If people don't listen, nobody's going to raise the issue. If nobody's going to raise the issue, then projects will blindly sail forwards and not succeed. Finally, are the benefits going to be realized? I don't think I've got a cartoon for this one. So I'd like you to do this quiz. Question 1, what is the desired benefit? Yes, already matched up. Question 2, this is crazy. Question 2, though, it's already linked up. How much change is required? Question 3, who is the right sponsor? Question 4, do we have the right culture? No, question 4 should be, how do we measure success? Okay. Question 5, do we have the right culture? Question 6, are we on track to realizing the benefits? I hope that this is of value to you. So that's the Dilbert version of 6Q governance. I hope it gives you a little bit more insight on how these questions are asked. Of course, I intend to show you more in future videos, but in this first introductory series, I needed to just make sure you caught the general idea before exploring ideas in depth. You may like to listen to the video additional concepts, because that might help you understand. It sounds simple. What's some of the subtlety to project governance?